You simply do not want it bad enough. It's not just procrastination. It's not because there's not a better framework. It's not because there's not a better idea that you need to understand. It's just because you don't want it bad enough. If you wanted it bad enough, it would already be happening or would have already happened. I will beat people at this game of life just because I'm uploading these random videos where I'm just thinking off of the top of my head. These are just random thoughts that are coming into my head based on the knowledge and the thoughts and the ideas that I already have in my life. And I will beat 99% of human beings just because I'm willing to put myself out there. Just because I'm willing to talk about something in the public eye before I've even fully solidified all of my ideas on it. And that's what's going to allow you to win at life. That's what's going to take you far. There's no perfect idea. There's no perfect framework. If you try to copy somebody else's perfect framework, all that's going to happen is you end up being less authentic to who you are. You need to have some foundational ideas and theories and foundational truths, yes, that you want to talk about in, say, a content or a video or some book or something that you're writing. But there's a lot of different paths to climb up the same exact mountain. And instead of trying to just find the most optimal path, maybe you just need to start walking up that mountain, start going up that path, and start just taking the journey. Let the journey be a process. The journey is always way more fun and way more worthwhile than the actual destination. Because you know what happens when you arrive at the destination? You're like, oh, well, I thought that was going to feel more important. That's what happened to me every next 10,000 followers. Like, oh, that was anticlimactic. But the journey, that feeling of just putting yourself out there, of doing the hard work, even when you don't actually feel like doing it. And even if you make mistakes, even if you don't articulate things perfectly, the repetitions are what's going to make you learn how to articulate it properly. And once you make your way up to that mountaintop, what you're going to find out is you didn't need the perfect framework. You didn't need the perfect route to get there. But now you have an opportunity to show people a similar path. But the same thing still applies with this, that the people are going to follow in your path, but it's still going to be slightly different steps to get up there. They're still going to walk slightly to the left and slightly to the right in their parts. And they may even get to a certain point where they start figuring things out and they're saying, okay, I can do this for myself. You got to put yourself out there, bro. You need to start operating like this is literally your last day on earth. And who cares if you put something out there? Who cares if you look back at it in a year and you think it's absolute garbage? Because you have enough self-respect for yourself to say, at least I was putting something out there when everybody else wasn't. And I have the self-respect in myself just for trying, just for doing something and doing it consistently. I've started doing more of these authentic videos and where it's literally just me recording my pure thoughts. And they've been doing just as well and even better than the vast majority of the videos where I write out the entire script and I record it multiple times and I plan everything out and I have all these ideas and these analogies that I want to give to people. And I'm not saying there's not a serious place for that. And I will obviously, definitely have more of those. But I'm just in a state of like when you're in the early stages of trying to grow a business, of trying to approach a girl, of trying to learn how to overcome lust, you got to put yourself out there, man. You just got to start doing things and failing over and over again. Because otherwise, you should just accept that it's not going to happen, okay? Don't talk everybody up. Don't talk yourself up like you're going to do something about it. If it's really going to happen, or if it's already happening, you have to want it bad enough. You have to want it so badly. And that'll be the only thing that's worthwhile. And it's worth figuring out that journey of just putting something out there and learning the strategy on the way. I hope you found this helpful. I know this is a few different topics weaved into one of putting yourself out there, taking the risk. You got to want it bad enough in terms of quitting lust, approaching the girl, starting the business. But if you don't do something about it now, you're going to get 10 years down the road and the neural pathways in your brain are going to be so hardwired that it starts to become like bedrock in your brain, to the point where undoing all of the mental patterns that you have of self-sabotage and undoing all of the beliefs and the identity that you hold about yourself is going to be very hard to do anything about that. So it's best to start today. It's best to start now. Mental morning. Remember, you must die. See you on the next one.